Hey everyone, Happy New Year! This is the LEGO Dreamzzz 20in1 Z-Blob's Robot and Vehicle Adventures set, and the key selling point of the set is of course the 20 different models that it can build. And here they are. I added the numbers in red myself just to count them and make sure that we do indeed have 20, and I'll be building a different one each day, so make sure you're subscribed with notifications so that you don't miss out. Now, before we build any of them, let's open the box and see what's inside. And although there is a flap at the bottom, I'm going to open it from the top just to make things easier for myself. So in this set we get 2 unnumbered bags, an instruction manual with a very nice illustration of the front, and a QR code to scan for points, and surprisingly an orange brick separator, which usually we do not see in these small sets. Here's the part list of the set. Comment down below if you see anything interesting here, as well as some other LEGO Dreamzzz set from the January 2025 wave. Here's some more illustrations. Here's a QR code to get the remaining instructions online because they're not going to be provided in this booklet, but as usual, you'll build everything without the instructions. Now just see at the front, is there any nice storytelling? Well, we only have one page of storytelling, and apparently it's this one here. And it looks like the character is going to go to some video game realm of some sort. We'll see that later in the year when LEGO releases the episodes of Season 3 for LEGO Dreamzzz. Alright, on with the build. I want to point out this new piece for Z-Blob. It's a very interesting piece and it's new for 2025. It's printed with the eyes here, and this is what it looks like from all angles. And it looks like many or most of the builds will be using this piece. And we're basically done with the build. I just love snapping together these components at the end. It's just such a satisfying click. Yeah, love it. And for this build, we'll add the wheels and the propellers, although they don't really seem to be useful for this particular build. I'm guessing it's more for the looks. All these are extra parts that are used to build the alternative models. The set comes with one minifigure, which is Mateo, and he has this very nice slimy classic space logo on his torso, and he's carrying an oversized pencil that he uses to dreamcraft with in the dream world. I like the printing on the torso front and back, especially the front with that classic space logo. And he looks to be very happy. It kind of reminds me of Jay from LEGO Ninjago. He has an alternative expression as well, which is also cheerful, and his hairpiece is printed. We have a little bit of red and green there, so that's definitely interesting. We don't see this too much with LEGO minifigures in general, so it's nice to see it here. I just wish that LEGO would show this kind of love to its other themes. Marvel! I'll also point out the nice part usage for the pencil. This is basically a drill piece, and this is a lightsaber hilt, recolored to flamish orange or yellowish orange, and it just makes sense to use this as a pencil. Now let's take a closer look at the robot. I'll just bring Mateo for scale. This is what they look like side by side. So it's a little bit larger than a minifigure, but not super large, and I think the size is decent given the cost that we're asked to pay for this set. The articulation is going to be decent because we have these ball joints here that are very flexible in terms of movement, so you can put this in all sorts of crazy poses. Let's try a few. However, it has these things on the back which might throw it off balance. So let's see what we can come up with. So yeah, this is a wacky pose, and you just have to figure out how to balance it out. So yeah, that can be kind of a game, besides the usual play patterns with this kind of robot thing. So in terms of the legs, everything is symmetrical, so I'll try this on one side only. This can go, because of this piece, it limits the articulation somewhat, so it can go up to here. It cannot fully kick unless it's kicking out. It can go fully back though, so that's good. So for the upper articulation, we're able to bring the sword across the chest like this, which is good, to do a slicing motion to destroy the enemies. This is made possible thanks to the 2 ball joints here. And same thing for this side right here, and here we have one single stud shooter. So you basically press this and it's going to fire this stud, and you're never going to see it again if you fire it in a crowded room. And LEGO does give you a bunch of extras in case you missed this one in particular. From the back, I like that they covered it up a little bit, and the color scheme is consistent at least, so it's not too bad from the back. And here we have, these things can be adjusted as well. Winglets, or you can turn this into an airplane like this, a propeller plane, although these things can fall off relatively easily if you're playing with it rough. But all in all, not too bad. Like what you see is what you get here, and it is pretty good. And this is the main build of the set, so this is the build that uses the most pieces and is intended to be the most useful and the one that most kids are going to build first, and maybe some people are just going to build this and not the other builds. So these wheels, I'm wondering, are they ever useful in this particular mode? It looks like because of this piece, there's really no way to make these wheels roll on the ground, so this is more for decoration than anything. You're going to have to remove some pieces or remove these elsewhere to make this useful, or just use your imagination. The propellers are useful in universe if you can just imagine that it's flying in this orientation, or maybe this orientation. Again, when you move these, you're going to have to move the gray piece or hold them together like this to move them effectively. So yeah, this is possible as well, although you're going to probably want to have a better angle than that. So yeah, the playability is good here. It's not the very, very best ever, but it's definitely good enough for a $10 set. And I'm quite happy with this main build that I will be building. The other builds of the set, I'll probably use YouTube Shorts for this. I'll build a different one each day. And let me know which one is your favorite. So yeah, I will not give my final verdict of the set yet, but so far what I see is so good. Like if it was just this one build, I would say the figure is good, the robot is good, and it feels like it might be worth $8 US to me. But because we have all these alternative builds, I can see an argument for why this should be $10. In terms of the piece count is good, but a lot of these pieces are very small. You don't get lots of prints besides the parts used for the minifigure and this one print right here. So I think the value is decent, not necessarily super excellent, but it's okay. It's a $10 set, and I think if you get it, you're not going to regret it. Let's look at the instructions now that we built the main model to see if there's anything interesting or notable. Oh, actually, there is more to the story. After you build Mateo, so he's sleeping, and while he's dreaming, he has this exciting outfit. And then Z-Blob is looking at a star, maybe wishing upon a star, and somehow this robot shows up. It doesn't really show how we got from here to here. Maybe in the next pages? No, it just says, build the robot. It looks like I built it slightly differently from what is shown here, but the end result is pretty much the same. You would not be able to tell just from the outside. So yeah, those are my thoughts on this set. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Happy New Year, and I'll see you all tomorrow for the second build.